good evening, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Upfront Mind, Body, Soul Podcast, where I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bolden-Hammond. And yes, tonight I am here with Dr. RayeQueen Haymore, who is with RayeQueen's Self-Care Corner tonight. And I will tell you, audience, you know what? I was just going to say for the females, but you know what? I think some males need to be watching this too as well to actually know what we're talking about with the womb. Mm-hmm. Yes, we are going to be talking about Know Thy Womb. Dr. Karen has a great program that's out here that will actually help you identify some of your personal needs and knowing some of your, let's put it all your bases, the whole well-being of your mind, your body, and your soul, how important that the womb is, and knowing your type of womb is. So that is what we're going to be discussing tonight. So again, welcome here, Dr. Karen.
Thank you.
Yes. So we know that you have this hot program that's out here, Know Thy Womb. Can you tell the audience, how did you get inspired with this?
Okay. Years and years and years of research. This is why I started. I tell the story all the time about when I first entered the holistic health space, really went down the rabbit hole. I started with women's health and women's wellness. And so I started with womb work because of Queen Afua and some other great people like that. And 30 years later, with years and years of research and just dealing with a lot of different sisters in my practice, and just really categorizing what I saw happening, I was able to develop this Know Thy Womb program, because it always puzzled me that we have such different situations, right? One woman to the next could have a very different situation around her menstrual cycle, around her menstruation period, around her hormones, around reproductive problems. It just varies so widely. I said there has to be some type of a connection here. So I just went down the rabbit hole, did a lot of research, and really found a way to categorize the different womb types. So I had a better understanding of how to better serve my female clients who dealt with womb issues like fibroids, endometriosis, all of that. If you know your womb type, you can treat your womb accordingly so that you don't have those issues.
Wow, it's very important too. That we know, because once, I will say, audience, I had the pleasure of doing this at our retreat 2 weeks ago in Virginia Beach. And I tell you, it is very, very enlightening. I will say that, even down to the specifics of different types of foods, your characteristics. And we're going to get more into that. So what Dr. Karen, with this program, how does the Know Thy Womb program help women understand their womb type?
Okay, so just like when you go to your traditional doctor, your allopathic doctor, before you go to any medical practitioner, they make you fill out a questionnaire, right? They use that questionnaire based off of your answers, because you know you better than anybody else, to determine what might be going on with your body. The Know Thy Womb program is the exact same way. It is a questionnaire that has some scientific backing. We use some scientific methodologies and tapped into some research methods to develop this questionnaire that will ask you about your genetic predispositions, your lifestyle, your dominant thoughts, just several things like that, to compile this information so that we are able to categorize you into these different womb types. I don't want to say the names yet, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. So that you find out what type of womb that you have. I'm an air womb, and Michelle is an earth womb, earth/water. So we have to make different choices if we're going to heal our womb. I can't eat the same thing that she can eat if I want to heal my womb. Now, this doesn't mean it's a blanketed absolute answer all the time. You should always eat all foods that are healthy. But very specifically, if next week I have a fibroid or a cyst or endometriosis or something like that, I know the things I can do that's going to specifically heal my womb, because I know my womb type. And every sister should be empowered with that information, because then we wouldn't have the disparities, right? High rates of fibroids in our community. And they're quick to tell us we need surgery. They don't do that to the white women. That's just a fact. Research it. Endometriosis, all the things, cyst, ovarian or otherwise, all the things. You don't have to suffer from that. You don't have to. Knowledge is power, like you said in your opening slideshow. Knowledge is power. If you know your womb type, you can do better. You can do better.
Yeah. And that's true facts. When you talk about the knowledge is the power. It's the thing of getting it towards our people to understand these things. And what she's I'm gonna tell you, what she's saying is not foreign. It is, if you, like she said, there's some scientific documentation that is behind it. And would it be better, like, if when you go to your gynecologist, and remember, I worked for one before. I've seen the many people come through there with different things. Wouldn't it be sufficient that they would know this to exactly just, we go to school, but wouldn't it be nice there that you can give that person, hey, if you keep coming back to me for this, maybe what you're eating might be not good for you. So
right.
it's a whole dynamic. I'm telling you, I'm like, wow, it's a like you said, it didn't put me down a rabbit hole.
They should do it. They need to tap into it. And they kind of have, like, they're trying to categorize, but they're still very general with it. Like, Black people, all Black women are this way. All Black men are this way. All Black people should have a blood pressure or this way. It's not the same, because we're still very diverse group of people. We're not all the same as Black women, right? We all have different unique experiences. And so they tried. But to your earlier point, my guy friend watched my webinar. He said, because I need to know what kind of womb type you are, so I know how to do. So I know how to deal with you. So it's beneficial for your husbands, your spouses, whoever's in your life. Who has to let your kids watch it, so they know when you're tripping what's
really going on, right?
Right.
What's going on? It's that we always say we had a time of the month that certain things happen. So now you might know and understand what's really going on. So not give me no strawberries,
right?
Not give me no strawberries,
That's right.
It's just hey, that's just what happened. So the next question I have is, we talking about, as you said earlier, that I'm Earth, but you remember when I took the assessment, I said, is it possible that you can have two? It can be possible that you could, but that
you
one,
knew that intuitively. You knew that before we even started. That's how in tune you are with who you are, sis.
Right. And I was like, I said, I might feel like I'm one, but the Earth is my more dominant side. So we're going to talk about that. So Dr. Karen, can you explain what the 4 womb types are and how they differ?
Absolutely. So the womb types were named after the elements, because we know that I'm a highly spiritual person. I give all praises to the Most High. And so God created everything, right? And so we always know about the 4 elements. And so that's how we've named the wombs. So you can have an earth womb, like my sister, Dr. Michelle Bowden Hammond here. You can have a fire womb. You can have a water womb, and you can have an air womb. That's what I am. And it's almost like they sound. Like, it's not a whole lot of deviation from the titles, right? My earth womb sisters are very grounded people, and that's why they're earth wombs. They are the people, the nurturers of the culture. They tend to keep the household running. They are about security and stability, and they're very nurturing. They look after people, sometimes to the extent of their own self, right? They're too busy looking at other people. They don't take care of themselves, right? So there's some, go ahead, put your head. The pendulum can swing both ways, right? So once you know it, you can identify it. Fire wombs, just like it sounds, our spicy sisters, high energy level, action oriented, quick witted, quick tongue, fast paced. Those are fire womb sisters, right? And then we have the water womb sisters, which is almost like it sounds. They're very fluid people, right? They kind of go with the flow. Whatever situation you put them in, they'll kind of go with it. However, they're very emotional people. So no matter where you put them, their emotional response is going to be on 100, right? And so they have to find a way to balance out that emotional upheaval, right? And then air wombs, like yours truly, are disconnected from our body, right? So air womb types have, we can disconnect from our emotions. And so with that cutoff, the communication system down our spinal cord and the nerves don't reach our wombs. And so that's how our reproductive issues happen. And so each womb type has a predominant personality, which means they have dominant thoughts, which means it taps into one of those 272 emotions that are released from the hypothalamus as a chemical that travels through our body. I won't get too deep, girl. I'll start dropping the science on y'all. I know I went too deep, but ain't for everybody. But that's what happens. That's what happens. And that's how we can determine what your womb type is.
Yeah. See, you look. Now you look, audience. Now you see why I love her. You be hearing me talking about this all the time because she gives it to you. She gives it to you straight. You know, that's what it is. The air. She gives it to you straight. She don't shortchange it, and she gives it to you like it is. But it's a wealth of knowledge. I'm telling you, you guys here, you have a wealth of knowledge that's sitting on this airway right now. I'm telling you, you just to sit and to know, and what it is, it's about healing ourselves and healing our communities. Our communities are suffering because, one, we're not getting the knowledge. And I'm not saying everybody. Let me say that, because you know some people get mad when I say you always talking about. No, I'm just telling the truth. We die because of lack of knowledge. And you know, well, how important is it for your womb? You know, your womb is the center of everything. The womb gives life. So, you know, that's where everything starts, at the womb. So, you know, I'm just saying, it's good that you know, it'll behooves you to know what your type is. And you wonder why you act in certain ways, or you might feel certain ways during certain times of the months or whatever else. But this right here, knowing what your womb type is, can be some preventative measures and techniques that you can take with this. Now, she's got me on a soapbox now. So as she was saying, the hippopotamus, she was going into the scientific world right there. I love it. But, you know, as you're talking about, as we just said earlier, we talked about how, what if the gynecologist, you know, you go to your GYN and they would say, oh, let's do this assessment for your womb type, or after you having a baby, even, you know, integrating this with science and your metaphysical, you know, principles as well. If you knew this, you know, well, I'm giving this life, but what was my womb type? You know, these are some things that can be all implemented, you know, into your obstetrician, all of that type of stuff. So how does this program integrate the scientific and the metaphysical principles, Dr.
One of my favorites. Okay, so we already talked about the scientific side, right? There's a questionnaire that we do with our regular doctors. We do it on this side as well, right? But with holistic health, we also integrate metaphysical principles, and we talk about energies and frequencies and vibration. And you as a sound healer know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So when we talk about the energies that are present in our body, we're not just a physical being, we're also spiritual beings. And there are certain energy centers that are in our bodies that vibrate at certain frequencies, right? All of our thoughts have a vibratory frequency. Our ovaries, our fallopian tubes, uterus, all that has a vibratory frequency, right? And so when you connect the scientific research with how you're vibrating or what you're vibrating, like if you're not around the right vibrations, it's going to affect your whole body, not just your womb, but your whole body. But specifically, since we're talking about the womb, it will affect your womb health if you don't have the vibratory frequencies that resonate with what you need in that moment. And so Dr. Michelle Bowden Hammond can break down all the sound frequencies and how they affect you on different levels. And you can bet your last dollar it affects your womb health as well. And so it integrates both the best of both worlds. We take the genetic predispositions, lifestyle, diet, all of that, plus the energetic frequencies of vibration to determine how best to serve your womb type.
And I'm gonna even go further with that. When you talking my thing when you talk about them frequencies, because you talking about tissue repairs. You're talking like 5 to 8. You're talking about love, the 4 to 8. You're talking about those. So those are things that's in your womb. Because number one, like you're saying, how would that ovulate? It has to go through the water. It has to go through that. So it's all a vibrational thing here. I get so people talk about it's the energy. Oh, don't say that word energy. Yes, it is. I will say, I don't know. our people here in Maryland experienced something 2 weeks ago. They were looking at the Northern Lights that was shown. And I was mad because I was in Virginia. I missed it. I've been waiting all my life to see this, but okay. It's okay. I'm going to see them. I could actually do it, make a frequency or whatever. But what I try to get people to understand when they were talking about that, oh, it's so magnificent outside. They were, so everybody had it on their, Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
Eyes, that was nothing but energy.
Mm-hmm.
That was the magnetic field showing where stuff was coming through energetically that made those colors. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Reach.
That's what it is. So for what people say, as you in school, you always looked at the earth. There was that haze around the earth. That is that magnetic field. So what was happening was those geo things were hitting in that. And that's what brought out the colors and the frequency. That was all frequency. I'm just
saying. Come on now.
So, people always talk about, that metaphysics. Well, it's a part of the physical world.
It's a part of the physical world.
It's a part of the physical world. So, all right. So we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be right back and we're going to finish up the discussion on the womb type. So I will tell you, I hope you're taking your notes because there's also going to be something that you'll be able to get this womb type course. And we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bowden Hammond, and we are here with Dr. RayeQueen for her self-care corner moment for the month. And listen, we are in here talking about the womb. So ladies, gentlemen, you need to know what your wife womb type is, or your boo, or your sugar mom, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Or your significant other. I don't know. But ladies, it's very important that we know our womb and what the type of.
And our young sisters, like we talked about at your retreat. Yeah. And our young sisters, you should know what, if you have teenage daughters, it would behoove you to know what their womb types are.
Most definitely. So now we're going to be moving into the next here. So why is it important for the woman to discover their womb type?
Oh, gosh. Ooh. Knowledge is power, like we talked about. Like if you could learn how your emotion, first of all, if you could learn what your dominant thoughts are, right, that's powerful. Because a lot of times we have these thoughts on repeat. They're habitual. We don't even know that we're thinking them. And you also don't know that those thoughts are connected to chemical realities in our bloodstream. But I'll go there another time. Anyway. It will help you to understand how your emotions are connected to your womb, right? The role it plays with contributing to like reproductive issues, right? I'm genetically predisposed with my womb type to certain reproductive issues because I'm an air womb, right? Yours is different, right? Your genetic predispositions are different. Once you know your womb type, you can tailor your life around this information. And you don't have to go all deep because you can go deep. We can get deep to the circadian rhythm. We can do a full spectrum analysis with numerology and all of that. But you don't have to go that deep. You can get a basic test to find out what your basic womb type is. And with that information, you can determine your basic diet, your basic lifestyle choices, your basic breathing exercises. For example, I love collard greens. I tell everybody to eat their collard greens. I probably said that 1,000 times on your show. Eat some collard greens, right? Everybody running around talking about kale. Collard greens are much more nutrient dense than kale is, but that's another note. I an air womb, so I should not eat collard greens around my cycle. I have to eat some
Okay.
spinach.
Ugh.
I'd rather eat some collard greens, but they don't serve me well at that time, right? The nutrients in it don't work well with an air womb. They work great for an earth womb. You should eat collard greens around your cycle or during menopause at all times, right? So it just gives you a blueprint, right? A blueprint so that you know how to better navigate. You don't have to take Pamprin and Motrin and I don't know, whatever else people take for PMS and all the stuff women go through. They popping pills. Stop popping all them pills. The best medicine we have is in our kitchens. Go into your kitchen, know what to eat because the knowledge is power for your womb type.
Yeah, and I love collard greens too. I have a collard green and spinach in a minute. So
Okay.
yeah, I love me some collard greens. I'm not too
Yes.
much on kale though. I'm still not good on kale, but I eat it. I'll eat it. So listen. So I hope you guys have been taking notes because I'm actually getting ready to put something up. So I want you to take a look at the screen, and I want you to look at this. This is it. Know thy womb. Here is what it is. Identify your womb type. Do you have an earth, fire, water, or air womb type? What does this mean regarding your reproductive problems like fibroids, PCOS, etc.? Learn your healing practices for your womb type. Learn these specifics with herbs, foods, flower essences, and more that will keep your womb type healthy. Learn the mind-body connection and which thoughts are contributing to it. Yes. So there we go. That's some information. And look, I'm getting ready to give you the information where you can go and get all of this information. Well, first, I will tell you, you want to go to this to get all the information at HPOC, www.hpocuniversity.com. And there is the 1-800 number, 1-800-979-1973. Now, for this general course, and I'm going to let Dr. Karen talk more about that. But here's the information. You can go back and do this type of thing. You can go back and get this done and look it up and get up. This is where you will get the basic womb analysis that we're talking about. I know you're curious. I know you are because I'm going to tell you. Call me. I'll tell you how fun it was to do that. But also, it's very informational as well. So there we go. I'm putting it back before the end of the show, but we got a couple more questions. So, Dr. Karen, can the Know Thy Womb program, and I'm just going to say yes, we already know. We talked about it to address specific reproductive health concerns. You literally just talked about that, how it addresses certain health concerns that you have. I know, like for me, and I'm very transparent because again, if I'm healing myself, I'm going to heal the community. I have to tell my story. I was the type of person who would have blood clots when I was doing my cycle, and I actually had to have a partial. I'm just saying that because I didn't know better, and it was generally through a male at the time, a male gynecologist who really. As I think about it, I think about it when I went to his office to explain to him what was going on. I brought the evidence. He was like, "I don't want to see that." What the heck you mean you don't want to see that? How are you gonna know what I'm talking about if you don't want to see that? So again, if it was certain things, it probably was something that I was eating. Or I can go back to say that there's a couple times I had miscarriages. I had 2 miscarriages. So if I didn't know that womb, there are some things. It can help. So the next question, are there some specific lifestyles or dietary changes that are recommended for each of these womb types? So I'm the earth.
Yes.
So what type of these foods or herbs that I should be taking?
Grounding foods. A lot of root vegetables, potatoes, some carrots, things that grow deep in the earth are best for you around the time of your cycle, even post-menopause. Even post-menopause, it's better around that time, right? If there are some vegetables, some fruits as well that you should be eating, anything that you think that grows from the ground versus growing from the trees, right? I mean, it's all connected. Earth sisters are earth sisters, eat from the earth. Air sisters are more things that grow from trees, apples, and things that fall off the trees, berries, things of that sort. Whereas fire wombs, spicy foods. They need that spice in their womb, honey. They need it to keep them going. So cayenne pepper, things, jerk seasoning, which I love, but it's not best for me. I love jerk, but it's not always good for me around certain times. And you either. Anyway, water foods. What?
You telling me because I love me some jerk? I'm tearing it up.
Girl, who you telling? I can eat it every day, but there's some times I just shouldn't eat it. And then water womb, hydrating foods. They use a lot more water. They burn through the water more than we do because their emotions are just sucking up everything. So they need more hydrating foods, more water than most of us. And then air wombs need to intermittently fast. They need light foods throughout the day. So the program breaks it down a list of I think there are 30 or 40 foods that you should choose from for each womb type. So very specifically. Everybody says, well, I don't like potatoes. That's okay. There's 10 other things on that list for you to choose from. You know what I mean? So yes, we should all be tailoring our diets and our herb choices. I mean, we talk about the earthworm sisters. You guys should eat herbs or take herbs that are grown in certain climates, close to the earth, warmer climates, things of that sort. Whereas air wombs should eat foods that are grown in higher climates, like the Mile High City, up in the mountains, things of that sort. It all makes sense. Everything just makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? And so same thing for essential oils, breathing exercises, all of that can be tied back to your womb type and what's best for you.
And you talked about the flowers part because again, we talk about botch flowers and different things like that too as well. So like for flowers, a person who's the earth, all flowers should work, but then some of them, it depends on where they grow.
Right. Depends on where they grow and how they grew, because some flowers grow on trees too.
Yes.
All flowers come from the earth.
Right.
Some of the flowers are the leaves from the berries and stuff that grow on trees. So
right.
Yes, there's certain ones that work better. And Black folks are sleeping on the Bach flowers. We really are. That's one of the best kept secrets in the Black community. I want to encourage all Black folks to learn about Bach flower remedies and start taking them, because it helps to regulate your central nervous system, which is largely responsible for all of our health. You know what I'm saying? All of it. So
I try to, when I give them the foot detoxes, I put the butterfly flowers, but some people is way out there. Oh, I try to tell them about this, and you're dealing with the roots. No,
what voodoo? How you get voodoo from a flower?
That's what I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, whatever, whatever. But again, that is a remedy, botch flowers, and there's a lot of studies that's going on about the botch flowers is taking in more now too, because a lot of people are turning away from a lot of the thing. But then here's the thing. You don't want to talk about botch flowers, but most medicines come from flowers. Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm like, you don't want to
open your mind control.
That's it. That is it.
It really is a type, because the same thing with vegan diet. Sometimes I'll have a vegan something and they say, well, what is that? Where it come from? They ask all these questions. Nobody asked that questions about the beef or the chicken, because that beef been through way more things than my vegan food. I promise you. That cow been a whole lot more than what I eat. But nobody asked those questions about the chicken or the beef or the lamb chops and all of that. They just, whatever that comes out on the plate, they take it. They don't care what's in it.
It's fun.
It's funny. Break down go ahead.
It's funny though when you talk about that chicken. I look at chicken a whole different way. I look at chicken a whole different way now. And then a couple weeks, last week, We
Yeah.
were somewhere, and one of my friends, I was in the car with her, and she went to stop the Chick-fil-A. And I said, well, Chick-fil-A don't even taste like it used to taste anymore. And the guy actually came, well, he said, oh, well, yeah, we changed the formula. He said they changed the formula. And I was like, wow. I said, Dad, and you was in the back of my head. I told you about that chicken. So yeah. So again, botched flowers. I'm telling you, dietary changes. These are some things that's needed for the womb type. So, we already talked about some of the benefits.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are watching, and I'll need to see some hearts, send some hearts up, because those of you who are watching tonight, what would you want to expect? What you're going to expect as a participant. Can give them an example what they're going to get as being a participant of this Know Thy Womb program.
You're going to get a roadmap custom made for your womb type. You do not have to guess anymore which herb is best for you, why you're getting fibroids, why your cyst won't shrink. You're going to know exactly how to address those womb issues without the need for surgeries and all of that, because it's just not necessary. And it's unfortunate that our community suffers from higher rates of, hysterectomies and radical hysterectomies, total hysterectomy, all of that, when we don't have to. If we just knew how to care for our wombs, we could keep them intact. You know what I mean? And so we're going to give you even if you have part of your womb removed already, it's okay, because studies show the same problem reoccurs even after hysterectomies happen. It's a large percentage of it. So if you go through this program, just to identify what your womb type is, because knowledge is power. You don't go into the kitchen and make a recipe without knowing how to make it, right? You
Or
don't
the
do that. You don't
ingredients
drive a
with
car. Say it again.
Or the ingredients
Or
with
the ingredients, right? Everything you need. Otherwise, you're going to F that recipe up. Ain't nobody going to eat that. So you just have to know for you what you need, what your nieces need, what your daughters need, what's best for your womb type, so you don't go through the rest of your life dealing with menstrual cramps and headaches and fevers and hot flashes and fibroids and all the things that we deal with. You don't have to deal with it. You just don't. And if somebody said, here, do this so you don't have to deal with it, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I don't want to have another cramp the rest of my life. All I have to do is eat spinach on the 15th of the month. Oh, really?
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's just that simple. But if you don't know, then you just don't know. Now you can know. Get your womb type test done so you know exactly who you are.
And there is the information right there for you.
Yes.
Where you can go and get it. But I want to go back to those castor oil packs.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you don't know if you don't know. Those castor oil packs. Can you give the participant? See, I'm just giving you a little blurb. I'm not gonna give them all a thing, but the castor oil pack. I can't wait to get mine too. I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah.
But the castor oil has a lot to do with that as well.
Yes, the castor oil is an age-old remedy. We've been doing castor oil wraps for our wombs for a long time. It's detoxifying and it's balancing. And when you mix it with certain essential oils, especially the essential oils that resonate with your particular womb type, you shouldn't use the one that I use. Use the one that you need. Anyway, when I first started this, we had to buy the wraps and the cloth and all the crap. It was a big mess. Wrap it up in some saran wrap and all. It was a big mess. Now we've come a long way. They have disposable castor oil packs now. I wish I had one by me. And you can get them from Amazon even, just like you can get everything else from Amazon. But you just peel off the backing, stick it to your womb after you apply the castor oil and all that good stuff. Castor oil, whatever type of essential oil you're going to use, put it on your womb, relax, listen to some Erykah Badu or your gospel music, whatever you want to do while you relax, and allow the castor oil and the essential oil to soak through your womb. Because anything that goes on your skin goes in your skin. And essential oils and castor oil have microscopic doses that their molecular structure penetrates the skin and actually goes into the bloodstream. It's very effective, very efficient, very non-invasive, very, what's the word I want to use? It doesn't shock you. It's very gradual with the healing process. So if you do that once a month, along with like some yoni steaming from time to time, you really can affect change in your womb. I encourage every woman to do a castor oil pack at least once a month. And now it's very easy. And with the castor oil packs, the disposable ones, you can get a hot water bottle and put that on top of it because you still want to heat it up to activate it. But all you do is just lay that on top of the disposable pack and let it do its thing.
See, and then we used to, you know what? I think we already tell our age though. Now you see, you making me go back to going in the bathroom and the old raggedy shower head that was up there, and you would see the hot
Yep.
things hanging down. Now
The red one, like,
yeah,
blue. Like, what is that?
I think we had a red one and the mama had a pink one.
Yeah.
Now it's making me want down. See, you never would think that those hot water things. Yeah, those what people used to have hanging up. They did away with all of that type of stuff. But those people weren't going to the doctor as much neither.
They weren't. They didn't have the high rates of problems that we have.
Right.
They knew what to do. They were doing it.
Yeah.
Get away from those natural home remedies.
Yeah. The natural
Big Mama knew. Big Mama knew.
they did, but you know, that's a whole nother topic and another thing there. So for listeners, how can you sign up? Let's see. Let me see what you're gonna do here. Because let's go over this again so we can make it clear, we clarify some things, what's going on. So here we go. Know thy womb. You done heard bits and pieces here tonight from Dr. Karen. Right here, know thy womb. Identify your womb type. You don't want to know? I think you do. The earth, are you earth, your fire, your water, or your air? What does this mean regarding your reproductive problems? You know, you having those cramps. You know you having that. Why not? Again, one of the mottos here at HPOC, it is, we heal ourselves, we heal our community. So learn these healing practices for your womb type. Learn the specific herbs, your foods, your flower essences, and much, much more that you can get with this program. I will tell you, it will change your life. So, Dr. Karen, anything else before we leave out for this month's segment? I can't wait to see what next month's going to be.
Ooh, next month is our Men's Health Month. So we can do something around that. Okay. Then we can bring a brother guest in.
Oh, you know who would be good? Pierre.
Yes, I'll reach out to him.
Yeah.
Yes, he would be excellent.
He would be excellent. Yeah. So, all right. Is there anything else that you would like to say? I will tell you, know your womb, get the program. That's for me. Know your womb. I'm an earth here. Earth. I can't wait to get the rest of the analysis. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. Yeah. Do yourself a favor, sisters. Just get it. Even if you can't get the full test, watch the free webinar. Watch the free webinar so you have some guidance about how to navigate your life and your health as a Black woman.
And it's free. The webinar is free, but you know, you're getting it free. But I would behoove you to get the whole analysis. I mean, it's just so beneficial for you. Be so great for you to know. So, Dr. Karen, if there's nothing else, we're gonna move on to end this show.
All right.
So, audience, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Again, feel free to send in some questions if you want some questions. If you want to be a special guest, you're welcome here at the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. And, we always have this saying that, if you don't know that you feel like you love, know that you are loved here at the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul podcast.
Yes.
Now, until next week, we will see you soon. And just take this night, the rest of this week, to relax. And let me just say that. Let's get ready to become a new month. Take this rest of the week to relax. Get yourself ready. Because after November's here, next is December. We're starting on another year. Well,
Yeah.
I will tell you, just take this month, the rest of this week, to breathe and relax. And I'm talking to me. I'm talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm talking to me as well.
Yeah.
So again, take this week and relax, and we will see you next week.